Hey, Divine Feminine. Spirit said, the spell work ain't working no more. You see, there are certain individuals who are casting spells, who are sending evil eye towards your divine counterpart, towards your divine union. And what you didn't realize is that the true love spell was them creating a distorted perception of love in your mind. What you didn't realize is that the love spell was you actually having a distorted perception of what love truly is. Therefore, continuing a cycle of lack of reciprocity, lack of self-respect, lack of self-worth, allowing people to walk over you, not maintaining healthy boundaries, allowing people to cross your boundaries, waiting around, settling for less than what you deserve. You see, the true love spell was you not loving yourself. Spirit showed me it didn't have anything to do with the specific person, because love can honestly manifest in anybody. You've had many soulmates. You've had many love connections. It's nothing for the universe to send you a soulmate. However, you must understand each soulmate comes with a different mission. Some soulmates are sent into your life to activate you, to help you see your own self-worth. They're in your life to be a mirror, to show you what you are accepting or what you are believing based on how they treat you. Because once again, as I always say, we attract what we are, not what we want. So if you find yourself in an entanglement with someone who is disrespecting you, someone who is avoidant, someone who is stringing you along, then understand there's still some tweaking that you need to do within your own vibration, and that's okay. Once you understand that they are a mirror to help you see, oh, this person was sent into my life to show me that I've been abandoning myself. So this is why I'm attracting this abandonment through this person. Spirit said it was never about you taking a leap of faith on a relationship. It was always about you taking a leap of faith on yourself. It was about you letting go of codependency, of feeling like this is the best that it's ever going to get from me. You believing in yourself, you seeing your self-worth enough to know I deserve better. I deserve a person that shows up for me. I deserve a person who voices their emotions, who expresses their feelings. I deserve a person who respects my boundaries. I deserve equal reciprocity. I deserve romance. I deserve a person who replies to my text messages within 24 hours, not 3 days later, 4 days later, 6 months later. I deserve a person who shows up for me, not someone who ghosts me without any explanation. Not someone who doesn't even check up on me, even though they see you hurting. Understand that these things are intentional. The true love spell was you failing to see your own value, was you failing to see that you are truly deserving of the best type of love. You see, Spirit revealed to me today that we often talk about the collective that is coming into these divine unions and soulmate unions. Do you know that there are already individuals who are in these unions? This is the deception Spirit showed me. There are individuals who are already with their divine counterparts, who are already with their twin flames and soulmates. The only difference between that collective and this collective is that they took a leap of faith on themselves. They overcame the cycles. They overcame the cycles. They let go of the people that they needed to let go of. They finally learned the lesson. It doesn't have to take 2 and 3 years. It doesn't. And it's not that you should compare your journey to anyone else's, but just understand the reason that you're still going through this cycle is because you're refusing to learn the lesson. And the lesson is, does it make you happy? The lesson is to choose yourself. The lesson is not to feel guilty or ashamed of what actually makes you happy, of what you actually want. Many of you don't want to pursue these connections any longer. You're over it. But you feel as though you're obligated, as though I've poured so much time and energy into this. This has to work out. No. This is coming from a person who poured 13 years into a relationship and it still ended up ending. So the longer that you prolong it, the more time that you're wasting. Just because you keep watering a seed that you planted in dead soil does not mean that it's going to grow. Just because you keep watering a seed that you planted in dead soil, meaning it was never meant to go the distance in the first place, does not mean that it will grow. Some things were meant to die. They were meant to only be there for a season, for you to take the lesson from it. But I'm feeling here that many of you feel guilty. You feel like you're leaving people behind. You don't have an obligation to them. Once again, I ask you, where were they when you were crying, when you were hurting, and they saw it? They witnessed it. They knew what you were going through. They knew that ghosting you would destroy you, that you would have to heal from these things, but they continued on. They continued to perpetuate this behavior. They didn't reach out to you to see how you were doing, if you were okay, to apologize, because their ego was in the way. All they were thinking about was them. So why are you now putting them before you? Why is it that they're the only one who gets to be selfish? It's your selfish season. It is your selfish season. Spirit is saying we cannot go into 2026 still holding on to these old beliefs, these old ways of being. No, the collective that I am speaking to, it is your time. Spirit is not going to let you go into 2026 still holding on to dead weight, still carrying the baggage from that old relationship. Because you do have a divine union that's coming in. And Spirit is saying there are people out here throwing spell work at that union, not understanding that it was going to mold you. Not understanding that it was simply showing you the people who were strong enough to fight for you, or the people who would run away when it got too tough. Because you, the collective that I'm speaking to, you need someone who can stand in the fire with you. I'm getting Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. You need someone who can stand in the fire with you, not someone who is going to run away when things got hard. You deserve someone who's going to stand in the gap for you, who's going to pray for you, who's going to protect you, who's going to have your back, who's going to nurture you. Because they know how precious of a gift that you are. Not someone who squanders you. All of this work that we've been doing is not for nothing. Understand, Spirit is always going to give you free will. If you want to continue down that illusionary path, they will allow you to do that. It's up to you. You have to see the light. You have to be the one to stop denying your emotions, to stop denying your intuition when it's saying, this does not feel safe. I know you wanted him to change, but has he changed? Is he showing up any different than he showed up in the past, or is he still showing up the same way? This is the question that you need to ask yourself before you go into 2026. Still holding on to this relationship, still waiting, placing yourself in a state of stagnation when there's a myriad of choices, of options, of love and possibilities just waiting for you. Spirit is saying on the other side of that depression, on the other side of that waiting, on the other side of that lack of reciprocity, on the other side of that avoidant personality, on the other side of that narcissism, is someone who respects you, is someone who loves you, is someone who's going to show up for you, is equal reciprocity, is nurturing, is romance, is passion, is true unconditional love. On the other side of that illusion, the possibility of potential, on the other side of that is actual results, actual reciprocity. On the other side of that is your true divine counterpart. So Spirit is saying, do you want to be a part of that collective, or do you want to remain in this collective who is still waiting? I don't know about you, but I'm going into 2026 in the other collective, the collective that knows what she deserves, the collective that will not lessen her value or self-worth to wait around on a man, the self that knows her worth. The self that is willing to bet it all on herself, that's willing to take a leap of faith on herself. Because let's be honest, many of you are just afraid to walk into the path of the unknown. You'd rather stay in your comfort zone with what you already know, but what do you already know? The avoidance, the ghosting, the lack of reciprocity, the silent treatment. God is saying, do you really think that that is true love? Do you really think that that is who I am? Because remember, God is love. God is love. So God is saying, do you really think that that's who I am? Ghosting, narcissism, avoidance, confusion, lack, pain, abandonment. Do you think that that is who I am? Because when you look for love, you should be looking for me. Because I am love. God is love. In case you didn't know, true unconditional love. But what many of us have been wrapped up in, I'm hearing, is an illusion, is a fantasy. Based on movies and TV shows and all of this drama that they show us, that love has to be hard. It has to be a whole soap opera. You're on a roller coaster of emotions, up one day, down the next. It's a circus. And Spirit is saying it was never meant to be that hard. You just had to realize your self-worth and be able to walk away from things that don't align with you. Simple. But the reason that many of us get caught in this drama is because we try to sit here and analyze and rationalize people's behaviors when there's blatant disrespect, blatant abandonment, intentional actions. Intentional. You think that he doesn't have your phone number? So he mysteriously lost your phone number. So that's why he hasn't called and checked up on you. Those friends of yours, they mysteriously forgot who you were, forgot where you lived. So when you go missing, they don't come and check up on you. Those family members, understand it's intentional. It's intentional, and it's very important right now that you don't allow emotional manipulation to keep you entangled. I'm telling you, because there is something called telepathy. There is something called emotional manipulation, even within spirituality. I'm going to tell you one thing about me. Yes, I receive the telepathic messages, but that's not enough for me. That's cool if you into science fiction. But we're both existing here, so why can't you pick up the phone? Why can't you send me a message? Listen, 2026, baby, it's time for you to stand in your power. That is the only way that you're going to move into that other collective. Because there's a divine masculine over there who's also standing in his power, who also knows what he deserves and wants a woman who knows what she deserves. There's levels to this. So once again, I tell you, you can choose which collective you want to be a part of. The collective that's continuously playing this waiting game, waiting for your divine masculine to come around, waiting for people to change, waiting for your circumstances to be just right for you to follow your passions. Or you can move into the other collective where you create your reality. You make your luck by making different decisions, by setting healthy boundaries, by letting people know you cannot play with me. I am not a toy. And I'm also not a permanent fixture. Everything is borrowed. Energy is borrowed. I don't belong to you and you don't belong to me. So at any point in time, if I feel that I need to move on, then I'm going to do that. If that's what my intuition is saying, if that's how you're moving, I'm going to move on. And this is where you have to be, my sisters. I'm telling you, spirit is coming through so strongly with this because they've been seeing this circus. You aren't meant to stick around and wait. And if they have to see you with someone else, that is their karma. That's their problem. Don't you worry about that. Don't you focus on that. Don't you feel guilty about that. Because they chose that. They chose that. Every time they refuse to pick up the phone, even though Spirit is saying they urge them to make that call, to send that text, they intentionally went and found something else to do where Spirit is saying, now we're going to find something else for you to do, Divine Feminine. Whether they like it or not. So as I said before, going into this new year, I'm speaking to a new collective. I'm no longer speaking to that collective that's sitting here still waiting. I'm not playing the waiting game anymore. I'm done playing about myself. So all of those people that were throwing that black magic at that union, thank you. Because all you did was help me level up. Because his absence taught me to appreciate my own presence. It taught me to become my own best friend, to love myself, to finally see what I was accepting and putting up with. What? No. But it's going to require you, Divine Feminine, to take a leap of faith on yourself. This is going to require you to stand in the knowing that you're going to be taken care of. No matter what decision you make, you're going to be taken care of. It's all going to work out for you. No more limiting yourself. No more limiting your possibilities. You are destined to have true love. You were destined to have true love. And I'm hearing it doesn't necessarily have to be with one specific lover, but you will have it. It's their loss. Peace and love.